Hello, my name is Devashish. Today I am going to present the last and final part of my individual consultancy project, which is client project closure and reflections. Next slide, please. So, my client Investment Planet is a financial advisory firm which was founded by Mr. Bhupender Singh in year 2017. So, Mr. Singh's concerns include rising industry competition, outdated websites and applications, a lack of professionalism, and a limited client base. Our role as a management consultant was to help Mr. Singh to cope up from these challenges. Next slide, please. Solution model testing plan. So first step was to set an objective, and objective of our project was to expand client base, enhance professionalism, advance technology, and introduce new financial products. Our first was the marketing efforts test. In marketing efforts test, we hired marketing professionals. Also, we implemented two marketing strategies as the telemarketing and email campaign, as they were low on budget and they were very affordable. So the testing was done with 100 potential customers, and evaluation was to record the response and conversion rate from this testing. Next, please. Next was reopening office, as the office of Mr. Singh was closed because of the pandemic, of the coronavirus pandemic. So now that the topic was that the office has to be opened or not. So our action was to open the office temporarily for 1 month and record the interaction that is done with the customers. Evaluation was that we have to determine whether the customer interaction have increased or it have not increased. Another testing was to test the website and app updates. So action plan was to improve the layout of the website and to put the new features. So both layout and the features on the website have to be updated. Evaluation was to collect the feedback from a group of 20 customers and to see what was the feedback. Our last testing was to introduce new financial solutions. In new financial solutions, we launched a pilot program in which we targeted 50 customers, and we introduced the program only to these 50 customers, and evaluation here was to analyze client feedback, also the pilot program's impacts on revenue and the adoption rate. In this pilot program, we were going to launch a new financial plan. Next, please. So evaluation and outputs. So marketing efforts evaluation was that response rate was 20% and conversion rate was 10%. So 20% of the customers, they responded to our marketing techniques, and 10% was converted into the final consumers. Reopening office evaluation was that 150 client visits were noticed in the 1 month of trial, in the 1 month of trial of opening the office. Also, the benefit was that the reopening office significantly enhances the customer trust and engagement. Here we can see the homepage of the website of Investment Planet. This is the website, how it looks now. Next, please. So the website and mobile apps update evaluations. Output was that 30% boost user engagement and 85% positive user comments were there. Also, the benefits was that updated websites and app improvements result in improved user engagement and a positive user experience was seen. This streamlined versions present the key and data and benefits of each evaluation and aspects clearly for our audience. The last evaluation was new financial solution evaluations. In this, the new financial plan was adopted by 40%. Revenue increased by 15%. Client feedback was positive. Also, the conclusion was that the introduction of innovative financial solutions lead to a significantly higher adoption rate, and a substantial 15% increase in revenue was there. Also, as indicated, there was a positive feedback by the client. Next, please. Solution model adjustment and amendments. So after the initial advice and after the recording the progress for some time, some adjustments were made. So in marketing efforts, we noticed that email campaigns have a little more response rate from the telemarketing, which was 25% for email and 20% for telemarketing. So it was decided to focus more on email marketing. After reopening the office, first we find the feedback was positive, but then there was a problem of location of office, because most of the like many customers were concerned about the location and they were not able to reach there. Location was not perfect. So it was decided that we will offer convenient virtual or alternative in-person meetings. So like in a cafe or somewhere wherever the customer is satisfied, the meeting will be there, or there will be a virtual meeting. So 40% increase in virtual meeting participation was seen. Next please. Websites and app updates adjustment. Initial recommendation was to update both layout, like the user interface and the features of website, but then we saw that the customers had some complexity in learning about the new user interface. So the decision was that the user interface will be reverted to back to the original one, and features will stay. So there were new features, but the interface was the old one. And then there was introducing new financial solution amendments, in which the pilot participants find one of the new solution complex, and for that the learning resources were provided to them, by which we saw adoption rate increase to 50% with enhanced educational support. Next please. Data visualization. So this bar graph shows the email marketing response rate and telemarketing response rate, and clearly we can see that email marketing is above by 5%. So a little higher response rate from the email campaign suggests that it was successful in attracting new clients. Next please. Pie chart here shows the decision of office. So because most of the customers prefer virtual meeting, so the office was not to be open again, but there has to be, the investment has to be done in the virtual meeting infrastructure. So since virtual meetings are more convenient, investment planners should concentrate on improving the quality of these sessions. Thank you. Next slide please. Adoption of new financial solution. So here we can see that new number of client has increased and old number of client is still less. Like old number of client was 20 and new number is 30. So there was an increase of 50%. So assess the new financial solutions adoption rate following any modifications. So the the adoption of the new financial solution increased significantly as results of improved educational support. So because of educational resources, the customers were able to understand about the new financial plan and they were able to adopt it. Next please. Hypothesis. Email campaigns are more effective. So here we can see that when we compare the response rate of telemarketing and email campaign, the data supports the hypothesis of email campaign being more effective. Also, because of this, we allocated a larger budget for email campaign, and we also tried to be innovative and deliver the emails in a creative manner. Another hypothesis was that client preferred virtual meeting. So because the client preferred virtual meetings, the data confirms client virtual meeting. So hypothesis was true, and it was decided that we will invest in virtual meeting infrastructure and offer flexible meeting option for client convenience. So the virtual meetings were flexible, and according to the needs of client, it will be decided which client is to be held when. Next please. Hypothesis, familiar app layout increases user satisfaction. So the data that we got supports the hypothesis, and user satisfaction was increased by 20%. So we will focus on user-centric design and gather periodic user feedback. So the website was to be updated according to the likes of users, and the feedback was also to be collected. Hypothesis enhanced education increases adoption. So that analysis shows that analyzed adoption rate after providing educational resources was increased to 50%, and data was obviously validates the hypothesis. So application was that we are going to develop comprehensive educational materials and offer personalized consultation for all new financial solutions. So for now, every new financial solution, there will be a different learning resource. Next, please. Conclusion, recommendation, and next steps for client. Conclusion. Investment Planet is well positioned, and obviously there was a scope for growth and improvement. Findings provide valuable insights for enhancement, and the aim to improve operational efficiency, client engagement, and market expansion was also there. So recommendations was that enhanced marketing strategies. The marketing strategies has to be enhanced, and more budget has to be given to email campaign. Also use personalized email content and automation for better engagement. So email has to have better content, and automation has also to be used for better emails. Virtual engagement focus. So we are going to invest in the virtual meeting infrastructure, and also we are going to offer various virtual meeting options for client convenience. User-centric design. We prioritized user. So the design of the website was made according to user. It was a user-friendly website. Ensure user-friendly interfaces and navigation. Next, please. Comprehensive education initiatives. So we developed comprehensive education material for new offerings. So we offered personalized consultation to drive adoption. Next steps were implementation and monitoring. So the steps were the recommendation has to be implemented systematically, and it also has to be monitored, like monitor changes impact on response rate, engagement, and adoption. Client feedback loop. So we established a continuous feedback mechanism. Fine-tuned strategy based on client insights were there. So on regular basis, the feedback was taken from client. Innovation and adaptation. So we encourage innovations, stay adaptable based on real-time feedback and marketing trends. These format presents our conclusion, recommendation, and action steps concisely for our presentation audience. Next, please. This was a feedback of our client, Mr. Singh. So our client was very happy with the research and everything that was done in the project. They acknowledged our idea, our recommendation of data-driven approaches to marketing, virtual meeting, and user-centric design. So client was overall happy with the project. Next, please. These were some key lessons that we learned from the project. First is client-centric approach. This means that the approach has to be has to satisfy the client. Next is data-driven decision making. So decision is always taken by researching on data. So data is very significant for decision making. So the user experience. So we prioritize user-centric design for a competitive advantage. Education drives adoption. This means that if we provide education resources to the customers, then only they will understand about the product and they will adopt the financial plans. Continuous feedback loop. This means that on a regular basis of interval, the feedback was taken from the client, also from the customers, which help in smoothly running of business and the project. Holistic approach. This means that various strategies were combined in the project to enhance overall success. Also, innovation nurtures growth. This means that fostering a culture of innovation is vital for staying competitive. New innovations always helps in growth, so innovation is also compulsory. Strategic testing. Testing is surely very compulsory. So every strategy has to be tested, which means testing recommendations before implementation mitigate risk. It reduces the risk. The testing, if the strategy is tested before the implementation, it reduces the risk, and it also enhances the effectiveness. Next, please. Clear communication. Communication must be clear. Effective communication is essential for alignment and engagement. Long-term vision. There should be always a long-term vision. The recommendation that we provided should always help the firm in a long term. So keep the long-term vision in mind when implementing short-term changes for sustainable growth. These lessons provided a comprehensive overview of the project's insight and their broader applicability. Next, please. So, personal reflection. So, personal growth journey. So, the consultancy project with investment planning was illuminating journey into real world business interests. Learned that a client-centric approach driven by empathy is fundamental to success, which means that obviously if we satisfy the client, then only we will be able to success. So that our approach should always be near the needs of the client. Power of data. So data is very important in decision making. So we emphasize the transformative power of data driven decision making in shaping original trajectories, flexibility and adaptability. So we highlighted the importance of adaptability and iterative refinement of strategies based on feedback and changing circumstances. Effective communications. So communication should be always effective. It should be clear. There should be no doubt in communication between client and the consultant. So strengthen the appreciation for clear and transparent communication as linchpin of effective consultancy. Education empowers. Also, there should be education about the products in customers, and also there should be education about the firm to the consultants. So reaffirm the belief in empowering role of education, especially in driving adoption and transformation. Guiding growth journeys. Realize that consultancy is not just about providing solution but guiding organization towards resilience and innovations. Future applications. These insights and experiences will inform and enrich future endeavors, shaping a holistic and effective approach to consultancy, which means that the experiences of this project will always be used in future endeavors, and it will be always kept learned. Next, please. So the condensed version captures the essence of our personal growth and key takeaways from the consultancy project for our presentation audience. Thank you.